Now I know I'm posting on Ada, but I kinda already know I'm an asshole since it wasn't a nice thing to do to anybody. I guess I'm just feeling guilty and want to share it. Picture this. I'm going into my first physical year of high school, which was a sophomore year since freshman year was online, so I'm naturally kinda just oblivious to everything in high school. This guy named Christian, fake name BTW, apparently had started liking me from the very first day of high school. I had one friend going into high school, but I quickly made more, which Christian went on to befriend, so he could have a way to talk to me. Nothing weird about that FR. He also didn't make friends with the one I had known before HS. Somewhere around the second week of the school year, he tells my friends, and they start trying to spark a conversation between us. Nothing crazy, of course. I never even had an idea someone liked me. Yes, him, but apparently the signs were there. Apparently something had happened where one of my friends made a joke about him liking me in front of me. The person said something like, "I brought the guy you want to talk to so bad," and he was upset because he thought I had noticed it and now thought of him as a weirdo. Now I cow, but for some reason when I was told the joke that had been said, it still didn't click that he liked me. The friend who made the joke then convinced me to talk to him on my own to show I wasn't uncomfortable with him, which I agreed to do. Now, if they all set this up, but that same day, I was walking one of my friends to her house and heading back to mine, and he decided to come with us. So once my friend is dropped off at her house, it's just me and him, and he ends up asking for my Instagram, which I give to try and show that we're cool, and we have no problems. I think 1 or 2 days later he confessed, and I politely said no. Trust me, it was a clear no. He said something like, "Oh, I bet you don't want to hang out with me anymore." I said we were okay to hang out and be friends, and I didn't mind that he had a crush on me as long as it wasn't a current one. I believed him when he said since I said no his friends died. That was just naive of me. For the next months, had non-stop made sexual jokes, things like deep-throating a banana and saying he was practicing for me while we were eating lunch in front of all my friends, about me, got touchy with me, was flirty with me, and things like that. He'd call me his world and my love, and when I would call him out with this behavior, he'd say things like, "I call everybody that," and that it was just his lingo. So that's how it was for a few months, August to Dec of 2021. I started to grow a little annoyed, but I didn't want any drama, so I stayed quiet. Eventually, he confessed, and I had my reason to not be near him anymore. I cut him off, and I didn't do it in a hateful way. I told him if he liked me we couldn't be friends, and that was all. I caught on that he was trying to become friends with my entire friend group, and I didn't want to say it out loud because it'd make me sound paranoid, but I could tell he was trying to get near me again. That same week I heard that he's spreading rumors about me. Remember that one friend I came into high school with? That one friend and I were now part of a trio that wasn't friends with Christian. Christian started shit-talking my friends who weren't friends with him, calling him ugly and cockblockers, and other dumb shit. I also found out that he was lying about why we stopped talking. He was screenshotting our messages of me calling him out for flirting with him and cropping the parts of him flirting to make it seem like I was crazy. He claimed he never wanted me and that it was all me who was being sexual towards him. I don't know how they believed it, but people did. He would say things like he needs to stay in his place and that I put me on the radar for popularity because I talked to him. He didn't say this to our mutual friends since he knew they knew I had shown them the real texts. He showed these texts to his own friend group who had ties with one of my friends. I don't know why this bothered me so badly, but it did. Now, this is the part where I start being a little unreasonable. I decided I was going to try doing something bad. I had a friend reach out to him claiming to be a really good friend of his who knew that he liked me and could get him to date me. So for the next months, I'd do things I knew he liked. I'd be in places I knew he'd be in. I put up with all the flirting and touching and started saving those moments in an evidence file. Each day that passed, he would tell my friend how much he loved me and wanted to date me, and how he would be asking me out soon since based on my actions I liked him too. My friend would try and hold it off, so we could get the most out of him. WTFF were we doing? Writing TS making me want to turn to God. She eventually told me he was going to confess. Now part of the plan was to date him and then dump him so he could really be hurt. Deaf going to hell for this WTF. So when the time came and my friend hyped him up, he confessed, and I gave a sad yes for dating him. So we started dating. I was probably getting a bit of instant karma for doing this because it started to affect my mental health. LOL, deserved doing this, and that's so ironic because I literally did it to myself. Barely a week in and he already wanted me to fuck him, And I guess I crossed the line there when it came to messing with him, but I couldn't just break up a week into it. So, I put up with that for a month. He'd grab my what randomly, and I'd just laugh it off. My friend insisted I'd keep this up, so I did. Eventually I couldn't take it anymore since he started straight up trying to pull my pants down whenever we were alone, and I was probably days away from having to get a BJ just to get back at someone. My friend had a plan for the breakup, to make it seem like I had a reason to. She baited Christian into saying some not-so-good things about my friends and promised not to tell me, but she told me anyway, and that was my escape. People didn't know we were dating since my friend convinced him not to tell anybody. We were also really careful to not have any proof that we were dating, things like making sure not to call him anything like a BF when we texted but would call him such things when we would call. We also wouldn't take pictures together that suggested that we were dating. When he would call me those things in text, it would seem like he was flirting when we weren't dating, which got added to proof against his file. As soon as we broke up, he told everybody he knew, and when they confronted me about dating, I pretended to be shocked and mad. He was lying to everybody and claimed we never dated. Then I proceeded to show everybody all the weird texts he'd send me. Everybody was really mad that he lied to them and made me seem like the crazy one. To sum it all up, he lost a lot of friends and kinda went quiet for the rest of the year while all his friends dropped him for me, and I ended the year off with a big friend group. Missing a lot of detail here since it happened a while ago, but y'all can ask questions and I'll answer. Also, y'all trust one got my karma bad. We reconnected not too long ago and we're not friends or anything, but we're cool. Also, I reread this post, so I made sure it was understandable, but by no means is it perfect grammar-wise, so that stuff is obviously not my strong suit.